That was the best minigame I've ever played in Minecraft.
No
That was
way.
incredible,
What?
Avid.
My name's Avid, and I've spent the last 2 years working on this adventure map with one goal in mind. Add an endgame to Minecraft, which honestly is a massive goal. So what exactly does that mean? It means adding quests, custom bosses, and minigames all on an active multiplayer server. And as an added challenge, I can't use data packs. This is Avid Adventure. How is it going, everybody? I have an awesome episode planned today. We're actually going to be starting on a brand new quest, as well as expanding the Vile Thorn dungeon, which I am super excited about. But first, we gotta talk. I want to address the elephant in the room, though I could only get a donkey on short notice. I've been slow to get out Avid Adventures videos, and it's not for lack of trying. I've just been super busy. I was in a command block battle with my friend Ducky, and it was genuinely ridiculous. I was on a hardcore SMP server called Gilded. I've been working on this Discord bot called Adventure Bot. It's like a Pokemon Go meets D&D. And there's one more thing I want to talk to you guys about at the end of the video. But also, we had Avid Community Challenge Season 2. Please tell me you watched that. And as part of ACC2, all of the winners are going to be immortalized in the Vile Thorn dungeon down there. But in order to do it, I'm gonna need some help from the winner of ACC2, my good friend Twixie. So without further ado, let's get to building. You guys, I kid you not, it took us 5.5 hours to make all 6 of the rooms you are about to see. I can't wait to show you them. We had the Earthworm, Trog's Sky Castle, Minecraft Kitty's Fire Pillar Puzzle, and Screaming 8's Water Jet Puzzle as well. We tried to copy as many of the mechanics as we could, including Water Flow's Mirror Room, which was really tricky, believe it or not, but we made it work. Oh my gosh, I am completely exhausted. And I'll be honest, I think Twixie's a better command blocker than me. It's a little intimidating working with her. But enough of me feeling vastly inferior to the people who watch my channel. Let's check out the rooms. Now, the first room I want to show off is the Earthworm by Skyknight. And if you saw ACC2, then you know that this was the boss of that submission, and it was super amazing. Now, Trog's submission really had us stumped at first. I mean, how were we going to bring the outside inside? But then it dawned on me, why not use concrete to try to make a sky? And by copying over the double jump mechanics from my Smash Bros arena, I hope that we captured the spirit of your build, Trog, and I hope you like it. My favorite part about Minecraft Kitty's build was showing me that a flame bow can actually set campfires on fire. Screaming 8 did a really good job with these water spouts, and so I tried to capture them as much as possible in this version of the dungeon. Waterflow's dungeon involved looking into a pool of water and teleporting onto the ceiling, kind of like a mirror dimension. So what I did is I put a bunch of dinner bone mobs with levitation on the ceiling, and then when you look into the water, you have to fight them. Saving the best for last, this of course is based on Twixie's submission, The Water Temple, and I just loved the entrance area where you had to follow this little magical fox. And you guys, I just want to say I am super proud of this community. The ACC2 submissions absolutely blew me away, but now it's time to get back to the episode. So in talking about starting a new quest, I actually want to expand on an existing quest just up in this yellow balloon here. We just gotta pay this guy the toll, and yes, you're welcome. You have a nice day as well, sir. And we're gonna actually head up to Cloud's Rest. And the reason we're here today is because we have some massively unfinished business here. And it has to do with this guy, Belial. You see, Belial is the boss of Cloud's Rest, and at the end of the fight, well, you know what? Actually, let me just show you. All right, so once I take out this guy, and hopefully the Vexes don't kill me, sweet. Okay, so now I should just have to shoot Belial one more time, and this happens. We are in the middle of a magical spell that is likely going to evaporate us, so I'm probably gonna die here. We have not defeated Belial. He he defeated us, and considering what Belial did to Cloud's Rest, there has to be justice for this. And who better to exact this revenge than the newly liberated people of the deep? Well, surely it wasn't going to be the pirates from Crescent Bay. I mean, these dummies have been stuck on campfires for months with their broken pathfinding. So yes, the people of the deep are going to rise up, quite literally, and defeat Belial with an AI-powered super weapon. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. The first thing we need to do is figure out how the people of the deep actually get to Cloud's Rest, because this submarine is definitely not gonna get them there. Or is it? Yes, the ideas are turning. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what we're going to do. This is going to be another massive project, you guys. And as always, we start with a massive hole. The problem is, this one crashed the server. Oh my gosh, that was terrifying. The server crashed in the middle of digging this enormous hole. I think it's the biggest I've ever made. We are going to simulate submarine travel in a 4-player cooperative minigame. So let's get started. Well, this is where I'm going to ask you to use your imagination a little bit. Use your imagination a little bit. We're just gonna shave off the top of the sub, and then players are still going to be playing inside of it, but they can at least see the environment around them. So the question is, now what? Today, we're going to take a ton of inspiration from this really cool indie game called Ship of Fools. In this game, players are on a boat, very similar to our submarine, and they have a limited amount of ammunition that they can shoot from turrets. And of course, there are laser beams. I mean, seriously, guys, this is amazing. But before we start on any of those mechanics, I actually want to work on the atmosphere, the ambiance of this, wow, the moon and the sun, the ambiance of this room. And I have a crazy idea. I spend a lot of time trying to simulate movement in Minecraft. Like, for instance, just down here, we're in the dark descent, and this is a really good example of what I'm talking about. We're not actually moving right now, but because we have these walls floating up really quickly at us, it makes us feel like we're falling downwards. And we do a similar thing in our interdimensional tunnel, where we just kind of get fancy with the fill command and, oh, okay, I did not expect a teleport. So how the heck are we going to apply the same effect to this massive area? Well, I happen to have a crazy idea. Display entities. These are new as of 1.19.4, and they are honestly magnificent. These are a massive game changer for adventure map makers, because not only can you scale them up to any size that you want, but we can also move them around. Do you see this? Okay, maybe not, but just wait. All right, so back down in the sub room, I have a command here that's just gonna summon in a display entity, a really big one. But let's just take a quick look. Believe it or not, I want it to be bigger, and bigger it became. You see, I did a live stream the other day for my 5,000 subscribers special, and we worked on this room, and are you ready to see what we did? This is honestly so cool. Wait, there's one more thing I want to show you. Are you ready for it? Look at this. It's eating the boat. I can't see anything. This is not what it's gonna look like. Okay, anyways. Yeah, we're gonna make these puffer boys a lot smaller, but guys, what do you think? The sub is moving. Well, the room is moving. And in case you're curious about how this wall actually works, don't be fooled by the timer behind me. I actually don't need it anymore. You see, these display entities are scaled up by 100x, which means they are 100 blocks wide. What I do is I look to see if there's another display entity within 100 blocks of it. And what that means is we get one long continuous wall, and if I change the speed of the wall, it's still gonna work the same way. More on why that's important in just a little bit. So it's been a day or two, and I have a bunch of stuff to update you guys on. I've made a ton of improvements, and well, you know what? I'm just gonna show you. Look at this. I am so happy with how it's turned out. I mean, look at the blades of grass on the side and the little fish that's swimming by every now and then. And that's not all. I've also come up with a steering mechanic that is so cool. So for now, I have some temporary buttons here. And if I press this one, it should... Yes, steer the ship. And yeah, I need to make sure it doesn't go too far. And the way that's done is I have this little tracking marker. All of the walls shift and spawn relative to this position. So this is basically controlling the entire room. So that covers the submarine and giant hole, ambiance, and steering. So that means it's time to move on to the enemies. And flash forward, and I've come up with 3 different variants of mobs, and I'd love to know if you guys have ideas for mobs as well. The first ones on the list are going to be the most common, and these guys are called the boarding party. There they come. Down from the sky. Imagine if you're piloting the ship and then you just get surrounded by these knuckleheads. And while these guys are going to be super annoying, they're going to drop a bunch of really important crafting supplies. More on why that's important in a little bit. After the boarding party, there are going to be these monsters called deep dwellers. And there's one all the way over there. So what they do is they slowly make their way towards the boat, where they're going to be these cannons. Once they reach the boat, they are going to destroy that cannon and a piece of the boat with it. And the last mob I worked on is probably my favorite. These guys are called the Deep Watchers, and they actually rise up from the ocean floor. And I know I promised you guys laser beams. Well, check out this awesome... amazing laser beam. And if you're curious how to make that sound, the command for it is right there. And with that, our enemies are done, and now it's time to work on the shooting mechanics. Oh my gosh, do I have an awesome plan for the cannons, but first I probably should clean up the submarine. I mean, all of these command blocks, it's such a mess. Now that is looking so much better. And before we get on to the amazing cannons, they are looking so good. I want to show you guys a couple of ideas I got from members of my Patreon. Down in the description of this video is a link to my Patreon where I show off early access videos to all of my crazy builds. Not only that, but I get awesome feedback from the Patreon community. For instance, Brazoza let me know that the steering animation was super jittery, and so I ended up smoothing it out, and that was an amazing recommendation. Zoe came up with the idea to put real fish inside of this area, and I want players to be able to catch them out of the air and use them for crafting supplies. So really, thank you so much, patrons. You are directly supporting the channel and the things that I make, and thank you for the amazing ideas. But now, let's talk about the cannon. I'm really starting to get the hang of these display entities, and with them, you can make pretty much anything. My good friend Trog helped me come up with this command here, which basically sets the armor stand to point in the exact same direction as the player. So what that means is if there are display entities around the armor stand and I use the same trick, check this out. We can aim the cannon just by looking. Can you believe the possibilities with these things? So back down on the sub, I've marked off where the cannons are gonna go with these end rods, and check this out. Oh yeah, all 6 of the cannons are in place, as well as their AI is mostly there, but I've managed to get the cannons to track the player's vision, as well as there's a limit on how far they will turn, so that way it feels a bit more natural, and you can't shoot inside of the submarine. So now all that's left is firing the cannons and reloading them, and for that, we're gonna use the brand new interaction entities. Just like display entities, these guys were added in 1.19.4, and they allow me to create a sort of detection area for left and right clicks. So what I'm thinking is players are going to reload the cannon by right-clicking with some item, and that item gets consumed. And then when they want to fire the cannon, they punch it. And you see that in the lower left-hand corner, we have reload when I right-click and fire when I punch it, and just think about all the possibilities with these things. Or better yet, how about I just show you the possibilities? Isn't that the whole point of this channel? So here are the cannons, and if you notice on the backs of the cannons are these gold blocks. That indicates how many shots are left in the cannon. And in order to reload the cannon, players are gonna use gold nuggets, And listen to that sound. That is so stinking satisfying. But of course, the part you are all waiting for, the cannon is fired by punching it. And check this out. It is so ridiculously satisfying. And of course, we've got to test this on one of our monsters. So let's see. I think the Deep Watcher should take 3 hits. Yes! And for that, I'm using the damage command. And I can't believe how useful all of these new commands are. So that's shooting, weapon reloading. Somehow I forgot to check off laser beam effects. Guess the next thing we can work on is the sub damage. So I'm probably biting off way more than I can chew here, but there are 2 ways that the submarine can be damaged, and there are lots of parts of the submarine that can actually take damage. For instance, if a deep dweller reaches one of the cannons, that cannon gets destroyed and the ship takes a little bit of hull damage. The pilot of this sub will have to dodge debris, and if debris reaches the submarine, then the whole steering console gets disabled. The rocket boosters are going to be an essential part in the 3rd level of this minigame, and they can also be damaged. And last but not least, we have the propeller engine, which when this is damaged, the ship won't be able to move at all. Holy cow, that is a lot of stuff to do, but you know what? The best way to show this off is through a time lapse, so let's go! I built a few rocket boosters, which are going to become super important in level 3, but then I started to work with structure blocks, and I wanted to take a step back and talk to you guys. Yes! These rocket boosters are looking so good. And if you're confused as to why there are rocket boosters on the submarine, remember, we're flying this thing to Cloud's Rest. But Avid, that's you. You're talking right now. What about the destructible submarine? Well, let me show you. I've got 2 versions of our sub up in our command block room. One where everything's normal and one where everything is destroyed. And I've had to code every single destructible part of the sub into structure blocks. And if you guys remember my tower defense game, this is the same kind of idea where players will craft a button that can only be placed on gold blocks. And when they place the button and press it, the submarine repairs itself. Yeah, it only took a few commands to get this working. Okay, maybe more than a few, but you guys, it's so cool. I'll admit, I say everything is really cool, but this is exceptionally cool. With this one snowball, the sub is doomed. How cool, look, even the cannons go, all of the bits of the sub can be destroyed, at least all of the major components, and it sounds insane, but that's not all. Everything that can be destroyed has to be repairable, and so that's where that system comes in. Underneath each of these gold blocks, there's actually a command block that runs the repair command up above. Oh, and also I added a cannon to the front because the next thing we're going to work on is the dangerous debris. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. So there is going to be this massive debris that is hurling towards our boat, and players are going to have to dodge out of the way. But that's not all. Some of the debris can be considered good debris, and it will actually blow up into resources that players can then collect with their fishing rods. And this is so ridiculously satisfying to just stand here and blow up debris, but of course you only have 3 shots, so you have to use your cannon wisely. And of course, if this debris makes contact with any part of the ship, it blows up that destructible element. And our ship is not looking so good right now. Now, I also implemented a fueling and speed mechanic. What players need to do is fill up the furnace so that it starts smelting some of the raw gold. And the cool thing is these ingots can then be used as cannon ammo. And the amount of fuel in the boat is indicated on the ground here. And now we are at the max speed, which means we are moving ridiculously fast. And with all of this done, guys, we are just about ready to play this thing. No. I have bad news. I have very bad news. You see, I told my friends Trog, Devin, and Whimsy to come play this thing with me in 3 hours, which sounds great. What would be wrong with that? Everything's wrong with that. Why is everything wrong with that? Because I have 3 hours and I've decided I want to make a boss. So, are we about to speedrun a boss in 3 hours? Yes, let's go. So, I don't know if you've ever speedrun a boss fight before, but I'm just gonna give you a couple of the highlights. Why do you do this? You're supposed to look at me. Get out of here. Stop, please. Exist. Is that not the spawn button? Just look at the destructive power of this thing. Another test. He's flying over the boat this time. Then move locations. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Good. He should snap into place. When he's charging the laser beam, he's fixed in place. Boom. Misses the sub. Al map. Al map. Our good evil AI Al. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love this. All right, well, after that massive scope creep and minor heart attack, I think it's time to show our friends this minigame. So what do you say we go find them? My brain is completely broken. I decided at 12 a.m. this morning to make an entire boss.
Oh my god.
I'm very tired.
Avid.
I'm very tired.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, pull up the anchors. Let's get the ship moving.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Everything's taking damage.
Boarding party, Whimsy. It's on us. Where's it coming down? It's in the engine room.
Look at
We're coming. We're coming.
Oh, the squid got past.
Oh,
it's
no,
going so
no.
fast. Oh, that's
Just
so cool.
punch it. Yeah.
Oh, the squid, come back.
Devin, you need some more ammo. I'll get you that.
Right in front of you.
Devin.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Wait, did I what?
We're on max speed, truck.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
It's ludicrous speed.
Oh,
My
oh
area.
no, a dweller, Trog, the
I was trying to
engines.
shoot him.
Trog.
No, I missed it.
Oh, we lost engines right now. We have to get the engines back. Port and starboard, anybody know? Port side.
Just say it confidently and then it works.
That's how people yell at you on the internet.
The squid, evasive maneuvers. I can't get it. The magma fields. Oh no. Devin, where have you taken us?
Is we need to get the boosters all repaired so that we can fly up into the sky. Dweller.
We got it.
Yeah. Okay. The watchers
no.
are here.
Oh,
Die. Oh, there's a diamond. Get it. Yes.
I just topped off the engine. Maximum speed, baby.
Oh no. The boat controls.
Oh no.
We can't steer. We're going full speed. I got a diamond. No, you moved it. Okay.
This is such a cool area. I can't get over this.
The magma fields.
So good.
Oh, boarding party.
Right next to it. Right next to it.
I know.
Oh, get it.
It's fine. Dweller on the right.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Yes! To the sky! Protect the sub! Ammo coming. 9 ammo. I threw it into the middle of that laser beam. Back left engine. We have an engine out. Cloud, Whimsy! A cloud!
Do those do damage?
They do!
Clouds are just less dense water. We're in a submarine.
It's a very fragile submarine.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're out into the void.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're in space?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
What is this? Shoot!
Not yet! Don't shoot it yet! Don't shoot it yet!
Okay.
When it gets to the
I already
front!
shot it.
Okay!
Ammo.
Hurry!
We need reloads.
I have no ammo up
No,
here.
no! Okay! He's fired his
I
cannon!
died. No!
We need more ammo up front! And there's a dweller coming. Oh! He's on the left side! Okay.
Get away.
Dweller also coming on the left side. Yeah, just fill him full of lead.
We don't have any.
There's one here. Oh. Come on. Oh man, his little guys are taking all the hits. Yes. Oh, I have 1 heart. I have 1 heart. Oh, the second that he's down to 1/4 health, we all need to rush the back of the sub with our swords. So get ready. Hey, Whimsy, I have here you go. Wait, that's your Trog. You're not Whimsy.
Wait, the back.
Are you working my head?
Oh, he's on the back. Everyone, rush now. Rush with your swords. Hurry. Hit him. Take him out. Take him out.
Watch out behind you!
I'm down. Oh, gosh.
We do it.
Oh,
Congrats, everybody. You survived. You did it, and I'm so incredibly proud of each and every one of you.
Why have you done this?
well played, sailors. That was the best minigame I've ever played in Minecraft.
No
that was
way.
incredible,
What?
Avid. That
No.
was awesome.
It was so good.
Thank you. Wow. Now wait, before you go, if you haven't gone already, if you remember at the beginning of the episode, I said there was something I wanted to tell you guys. My wife and I are expecting our second son in just a couple of weeks. And so my content might slow down a little bit while I get used to being a new dad again. But don't worry, Avid Adventures isn't going anywhere. And in fact, this is the site night of my very next video. Zeppelington and I have been planning this project for nearly a year. So stay tuned for that, and thank you guys so much for understanding. You are an amazing community, and I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.